what's up, Nerdgasm fans? Jerry here, aka Barnacles, and today we're back on the simulator. We're going to be trying out a new piece of software that a lot of my subscribers have been recommending to me for iRacing. It's called SimVibe from Sim Experience. You can check the URLs down in the description. But what this software allows you to do is you install a secondary sound card in your computer, or in my case, I just plugged in a USB sound card, and you basically hook up the Buttkicker unit, which if you haven't seen my review of the Buttkicker, you got to go watch that. It's something else. It basically runs that to a second sound source, and then the SimVibe software provides the sound to the transducer to create the effect, the shaking motion on the simulator. What normally happens is you plug your Buttkicker unit into the sound card, your primary sound card, and then you run it to the speakers. So basically the Buttkicker is just reproducing the vibrations of all of the audio, which doesn't feel very realistic. Don't get me wrong, it's still awesome, but it's just not very realistic. So SimVibe now allows you to put one or more transducers. You can put up to like 5 or I think 6 transducers, many audio channels you have on your sound card. You can put transducers on there, and the software will control them all independently based on what's happening in the game. So instead of it just converting the audio from my primary sound card into just a bunch of, feels just like a subwoofer pretty much, a subwoofer without the audio. Now what it's doing is it's actually reproducing the engine RPMs, the actual vibration from an engine, or reproducing the clunk from a shifter. So like when you shift, the whole simulator clunks, so you can actually get that positive reinforcement that you went into gear, and it's 100% configurable. So that's enough babble for me. Why don't we just jump on into it and start playing with it? All right, so now that we have the USB audio interface plugged in, and it's actually plugged into the Buttkicker system, we now need to configure Sim Commander. So I went ahead and downloaded Sim Commander. You can see it right here. And I also have a license for it, which you can purchase from the company. The URL for Sim Experience is down in the description. Go ahead and check that out. So let's go ahead and install this. So next it says, okay, games that it's detected that support the Sim Commander, iRacing. So I'm going to go ahead and click next on that. It says, what type of simulator do I have? I have a motionless simulator with SimVibe, which is what we want. And then we want to enable the SimVibe chassis, and we have to select the audio device that's actually plugged into the Buttkicker, which in this case should be USB PNP sound device right there. So then we hit next, and if you have multiple sound cards, like if you install a sound card that's got 5.1 channels, or you install multiple sound cards, you can plug all those in to as many amplifiers as you want that can run transducers, and then you can enable the extensions down here where you can say, oh, I've got one on the wheel, one on the pedals, one on the shifter, one on all 4 corners of the simulator, to get it as realistic as and aggressive as you want. But for now, all I've got is the one audio transducer, so we're just going to work with that. Okay, it says press the auto detect button to install the sim setup, some motion for each installed game. So this is going to go ahead and configure iRacing, I would presume. And it's flickering and animating, that's good. All right, it says it's been successfully installed on one sim setup. Now I can click finish. Ah, here we are. I'll go ahead and turn the volume off. So now it shows me iRacing, so let's go to the control center. And inside of the control center, you can tweak all the settings that you want. And I've only played around in here a little bit, but right now, see the SimVibe chassis already has engine vibration is on, front suspension bumps, rear suspension bumps, gear change, gear grind, and impacts. Those are all of the vibrations that'll be simulated based on stuff in the game. All right, for those of you that haven't seen my simulator before, you can go check out some of my other videos to get more detail, but it's basically an Oboto Revolution with a Thrustmaster T500 RS wheel, Fanatic Club Sport V2 pedals. I've got a hub adapter on here with an actual Sparco racing wheel. And I use the iHUD software on my iPad over here to get my heads-up display. And then up here, I have a software called, I think it's IRRUD. Ah, hell, it's so hard to remember. Anyways, check the description, but it basically gives me real-time telemetry up here on the top screen for my car when I'm driving. Because some of the cars, my point of view hides the controls, so I can't see the dashboard. So that gives me my digital dash. But right now I have the SimVibe software configured. You probably can't see it on the camera, but let's get some audio in here. The steering wheel right here is vibrating pretty furiously, and so is the rest of the chassis, because I have a Buttkicker mounted right down here in the center of the chassis between my legs. I'll go ahead and show that to you. And what it's doing now is the SimVibe software. I've already gone through and tweaked all the settings. It took a while to get everything just right. But for my one transducer, I basically have engine noise, shifting, brake lockup, suspension bump, and off track like gravel and chicane, all set up to mimic those effects through the Buttkicker. It definitely gives the game a whole new feel. I got to play around with it in practice for about a half an hour before doing this video. And the first thing I noticed was when I connected the butt kicker up directly to the system, all you'd feel is a constant rumble. It didn't matter what you were doing, driving, wrecking, running over chicanes, all that stuff. All you feel is basically the RPMs of the engine or the bass of the game. Now that I have it hooked up this way, every time I touch an apex or chicane, I think that's what they're called. You guys know I'm not the best driver in the world. I feel that sensation of going over and bump, 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 bump. I feel the texture of the road. I feel the RPMs of the engine, and let me tell you, they're very accurate, the RPMs of the engine. It feels very similar to sitting in a car that's idling through the rev range. And when you shift, you feel a punch. Like right now, I feel a punch on my ass, but I've only got one audio transducer. If I had more than one audio transducer, I could connect them all up. Like one of the recommended configurations is get 4 transducers and put them on 4 corners of the sim, and each transducer will basically represent one wheel of the car. And then you can put another transducer on the seat and then another one on the pedals, and to simulate like ABS lockup and stuff on the brakes or wheel chatter. But you can still have all those effects through a single transducer. It's just they don't feel localized. It feels like they're all coming from the same spot on the simulator. But you bet your ass after using this software for a while, I'm gonna go buy some transducers. I already sent mail to the company that creates the software and asked them what amp they recommended and what transducers they recommend. So I'll go ahead and put those down in the description too if you guys are interested. But what that's gonna allow me to do is, I'll have to put a different sound card in. Right now I'm using a USB sound card, and unfortunately it's only got 2 channels, so it can only drive 2 transducers. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but with the sound turned all the way down, listen to the butt kicker rattle the chassis. That is a serious butt massage right there. Okay guys, here we are at Lime Rock in the MX-5 Cup. We're just gonna go ahead and turn a couple laps here with the Sim Commander running. You can see it up here on the center screen. It also has a digital dashboard built into it where you can actually just put your gauges and telemetry and everything up on there, and it's all live during the game. Like right now I've got it mapped to my gear versus RPM curve, and I've got a speedometer, but you can add a bunch more stuff to it. But let's go ahead and turn some laps. I've got it tuned right now so that the butt kicker is producing engine sound, suspension bump, shifting, and a couple of other things. But I toned down the engine rumble so that I could feel the positive engagement of the shifts a lot better, and all that stuff's completely configurable. Okay, pulling out of the pit. That vibration you hear? That's actually the whole simulator shaking. All right, coming into turn 1, nice and easy. Grab a gear, feel a nice positive thud when you shift, and I love that. A little wide, not too bad. It's hard to talk and drive at the same time, but damn it, I keep trying. Gotta catch myself here. Oh, cut it too early. Alright, now we've got our real lap at speed here. Oh, see if I can save it. I did. Come in tight. Come on, gain on him. Yeah, it's pretty typical Jerry driving right there. Alright, let's try again. Okay, pulling onto the track. Get that nice positive bump from the shifter. I love that. Like, I'm gonna get a transducer just dedicated to shifter. Now, per one of my subscribers' advice, I have each screen rendering separately now so that I don't have the distortion on the side screens. It actually helped quite a bit. And my frame rate's still consistently 180 to 200 frames per second with everything on high. You see Sim Commander up there tracking my speed and everything. Had more run out there I could have used. Come on, baby. On the brakes. Nice and easy. Tuck her in. Tuck her in a little more. There we go. Grab third. Run out. Try not to lose it again right here. Keep it smooth. Smooth and tidy. There we go. Anybody that thinks iRacing's easy is crazy. Little tiny bit of brake. Stay on that line. On the brake. Too much brake. Alright, let's see if we can touch the dirt on this one. A little more touching the dirt, but okay. Oh, lost again. All right, let's go try a different car. All right, so now we're in the Cadillac CTS-V at Lime Rock. The vibration actually feels really, really good for the engine RPM. Each car feels a little bit different, which I like. And the steering definitely tightened up on it. So Sim Commander's doing its job. It's focused 100% on simulating what the car is doing and not just playing what the sound's doing, which is awesome. Now again, I only have the Buttkicker audio transducer, so I don't have this SimVibe can work with multiple transducers. And after trying it with one, I definitely want to go buy a bunch more. Whoa, that is a squirrely car. I've never actually driven this one before. Get that nice bump from the shifter. I love it. On the brakes hard. Whoa. Downshifted too many gears. Oh! Let's try that again, shall we? I love the SimVibe though. It just makes you feel like you're sitting in a car. And it's 100% focused on what your car is doing. So you don't get like, if you're playing online and you have other people blowing by you, before the Buttkicker would play all that sound too. So you're basically feeling everything around you. Now you're just feeling what your car is doing, and you can tweak it to your liking. You can turn engine vibration on, you can turn engine vibration off. It's your choice. Whoa. And you feel it when you go off into the grass. Since it's bumping the suspension, it makes the Buttkicker do the same thing, so you know if you got a wheel off. Get in there. Oh, too wide. Saw that coming a mile away. Now the Sim Commander software is completely configurable. You can open the control panel at any time, which I have up on my screen here, and you can change everything. Like for instance, I noticed that the engine vibration's a little overkill, so I'm going to go lower the intensity on that. Gear change, I've already got at max intensity. My suspension, I've got it about 3/4 or 7/8. I even have gear grind, and I've got impacts enabled. So on impact, it hits me really hard. But you can also add other effects, like, let's see here. So the effects list are, You've got front suspension bumps, front suspension texture, gear change, gear grind, impact, rear suspension bump, rear suspension texture, road bumps, road texture. Now again, remember, I only have one transducer. If I had multiple transducers, I can put all these effects on different transducers at different intensities. So if I had one like on my center column for engine, I could have that one vibrating at 100%, but I can have the rest of them all vibrating at 10% to basically spread that out through the chassis. So it's 100% configurable, so even if you have your own custom simulator, you can get it to feel exactly how you want. So there's vertical surges, vertical texture, speed-based wheel noise, road texture, road bumps. So let's do road texture. I'm going to go ahead and add road texture, and I'm going to turn the sensitivity down a bit. Corvette C6R and Laguna Seca. Alright, now my engine vibrations aren't as crazy, but my shift is still just pounds the thing, which is good. That's what I like. Oh, I can definitely feel the road texture now. I'm not quite sure if that's a sensor that would really help my driving or not. It's nice being able to feel the braking. You mostly feel it in the suspension. Whoa! Might have cut that a little. Whoa! Saved it. I am not used to driving this one. Whoa, right off the road. Alright, let's try for a better lap than that. Come on. I can feel the constant banging of the suspension, like when you're going down the hill and everything, you can feel the suspension coming undone and loading back up, which is really cool. I didn't feel that at all when I just had the butt kicker connected directly. Turn! I love that Sim Commander has its own browser built in that's like a smart browser for iRacing, so it automatically opens up, it knows when it's opened, it knows when the game starts. Alright, let's try racing something a little bit easier. How about a Legends car? Let's go do a Legends car. Thompson Speedway. Whoa. Now, I've never driven one of these cars before. That road texture is awesome. It literally feels like I'm driving on rough pavement. It's cool feeling the road texture. That's a neat effect. It actually doesn't just simulate the road texture, it also lets you know how your car feels in relation to it. Between the steering wheel vibrating with full lockup on the brakes and the whole simulator shaking, it's a really cool feeling. It really lets you know what your brakes are doing. Come on, ghost car. You guys always feel free to leave your suggestions down in the comments on my driving. I don't know what I'm doing in a lot of these cars. You guys have already helped me a lot with your comments. So don't be shy. Don't be an asshole either, but don't be shy. Alright, let's try a Radical SR8. Let's try a Okayama International Circuit. Just picking some random tracks and cars here to try out. Now we have wind noise and road texture and engine vibration and shifting and impact. And a couple other ones I forgot. So you can have as few or as many effects as you want on each transducer. So right now I've only got the one transducer on here, right? But if I had 4 or 5 transducers, I could have the wind noise resonate through my seat. I could have the engine noise resonate through my seat. I could have braking resonate through the front. And you can even share the effects between transducers. So if you want all 3 transducers in the front to all have a little bit of engine noise, you can adjust how much on each one. So you can get the thing to feel exactly how you want. And you bet your ass I'm going to buy a ton more transducers, so subscribe if you want to see me with like 5 or 6 transducers here in a little while. Alright, the Radical has really light steering. It's tight though. I can feel the wind vibration now. I've never driven this car. Well, actually, that's not true. I drove it on the $40,000 virtual GT simulator. Whee! See if we can get my gauges up here going. There we go. Ooh, caught it. The one thing the effects really do is they allow you to catch when you're losing traction. And I'd say that's the most important thing this thing does, is let you know what your suspension, brakes, and everything are doing when you lose traction. Because it's hard to visually know when you lose traction. This makes it easy to just feel it and your body reacts. Like if I just grenade the brakes right here, I can feel that through the sim. I can tell you guys, I'm already driving a hell of a lot better than I have in a lot of my videos. Even with the wrecks and everything. Your guys' comments and suggestions help me a lot. This SimVibe software is awesome though. After using that motion simulator, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. After using that motion simulator, I thought that nothing would be as cool as that. And let's be honest, motion simulator is it's just awesome. But as far as useful feedback from the game, I feel like the audio transducers are just as important. Because when they're being supplied with real data and they're not just, you know, replicating whatever the audio is, they're actually very useful to your driving. Like there, I felt the skid, and I was able to catch it quicker. I didn't have to like wait until my eyes told me what the skid was there. I love getting real feedback from the car though. Night and day difference. I'm actually surprised Buttkicker hasn't like made their own software or their own USB dongle or something to attach it, because it seems to me like having it just replicate the subwoofer is cool for music and stuff, but for gaming it feels cool, it's just not that useful. This gives it a whole new utility. Like, the Buttkicker's fun by itself, but boy, you put SimVibe behind it and holy shit is it awesome. The sad thing is, this is just making me want to spend more money, because now I felt what I can do with one transducer, and I want to see what I can do with 4 or 5 now. So I'm going to have to go buy an amplifier and some transducers, and I'll try to put it down in the description what they recommend. I'm going to send mail to SimVibe and ask them what transducers and what amp they would recommend. Whoa! Come on, Radical. Let's go. Uh-oh. I broke it. Well, guys, that about wraps it up. The Sim Commander software by Sim Experience is badass. The SimVibe component that takes control of your audio transducers makes everything feel completely realistic compared to just having it run through with the audio feed like Buttkicker suggests. I'd say the software is worth every dime, and there's a reason why they're charging so much for it, because it is a very sophisticated piece of software. You can use it for starting and closing applications before and after you run your game, tuning the dashboard, setting each transducer to do something very specific. The software is actually a lot deeper than just controlling the transducers. It actually provides you like an entire like artistic presence for creating gauge clusters to display on different monitors, everything like that. It's actually pretty damn impressive. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of this software. I think it completely kicks ass. Kicks ass so much, in fact. Subscribe, and I would say probably sometime in the next month or two, you're going to see a video where I have 4 to 6 transducers strapped on this thing with a bigger amplifier so that we can really push the software to its limits. Because I feel like with just one transducer, I'm just getting a taste of what the possibilities are. So guys, I hope this video gave you a nerdgasm. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know if you have driving tips and stuff like that. I read almost everything you guys post, seriously. And also come over to Facebook and Twitter and talk to me on there. I am a social bug. You guys might think, oh, if I leave a comment, he's not going to respond to it. Chances are I will, actually. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. Until next time. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, favorite, and subscribe. It helps me a bunch. Also, come follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I love interacting with you guys. And it tells you the clip and signal and the volume, which volume I'm guessing is just the intensity of the transducer that you connect to the chair. And then it has a place to connect the remote control. Flipping around here, you have a left and right input. So if you have a surround sound setup, you're going to have to output just a stereo left and right channel to this. Or I'm guessing you could probably even just send the subwoofer out to it if you just wanted the bass to cause the shake. And then here you have the 2 banana plug style connectors to hook up the audio transducer, which we're going to unbox.